everyone, today I'm going to do an alternative version of the wavy twist bow style that I did last week. So this is how it looks, and you can do this in all one colour, or you can do it in 3 different colours or 2 different colours, whatever you want. So this is a plain coloured version, solids, in 3 different colours, and I've also done it with this really pretty marble pattern ribbon at the top here, and I've done the nice scrunchy middle just to give it a little bit of a pop. And this is the original version of the bow, where we did the sides opposite directions, so you get this nice like twisted look rather than the top edges like we're going to do today. So I thought I'd just show you so you can mix. And this one also has a base bow. We're not going to do that on this one, but obviously if you really wanted to, like I said, you could do a really cute peekaboo in different colours underneath this one, or a double tux bow, whatever you sort of want that you can play around with and sort of mix it up, because like I said, that's always my favourite thing about ribbon bows. You can see the tutorial, and the tutorials are just suggestions. You can take the tutorial, take what you've learned and completely mix it up and make your own version of the bows, and like I said, do your own twists on it and things like that. So like that's what I like to do. So like I said, this is the version we're going to make today, and I've got all my ribbon ready. And all of my ribbon has been heat sealed, so I've heat sealed all my edges like so, and I've got my pieces one side already pinned. And what you need is 4 pieces of 16 centimeters and 2 pieces of 17 centimeters in 3-inch ribbon, and I've also got 2.5 inches of 1-inch ribbon for the scrunch middle. Let me just grab some corresponding. I've got some 9mm corresponding for wrapping my centre and adding the clip later, just here. If you wanted to do it in centimetres, it's 4 times 6.5 inches. Sorry, in inches. It's 4 times 6.5 inches and 2 times 7 inches. Okay, but I'll put the measurements for both in the description below in case I've spoken too fast. So, as you can see, I've got some bits ready to go. And what I've done with one of the 6.5 pieces, so the 4 smaller pieces, I've taken one in half and folded it, and done the same on this one. So we take these ones, fold in half, and I've creased my centre on both sides. And what you want to do is fold this side in half, and you only want a teeny pinch, just a little bit, so you can see where your mark is, because that's where these layers are going to be. And you want your longer 7-inch or 17 centimetre one at the back, and the shorter one at the front. And I'm going to teach you a little trick. Like I said, I tend to just sew my pieces, but while you're still learning and you're getting your stitches and you're getting your placements better, what you can do is take your glue gun on this line. What I would do is add, not a line of it, just 2 dots here, place that in, and again, just 2 dots in your corners, there, and there. Don't go overboard, just a little tiny drop. Okay, and what we're going to do is please excuse that, as my hair straightener's falling on the floor. We are going to do this one exactly the same. We're just going to do those 4 dots. There, 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 there. And this will just hold your ribbon in place without adding bulk to your ribbon or your bow, but it will stop things from slipping out of place. Like I said, you can also use pins, but like I said, this is something to do if you're not confident with the pins, or you don't have pins, you can do it this way instead. And again, like I said, if you wanted to, you could just do 2 dots, but like I said, I'm going to pin it. That's what you do, and you want it halfway up. You don't want it all the way down, you want it halfway up, exactly halfway in that centre. And we do that. And this side, the only thing we do is, instead of having the fold over that way, we do the fold that way. And this is set up exactly the same. So there is halfway. Just do that little. Let's move those pins out of the way. And I'm just going to add the dots, but like I said, do tiny thin layers, because especially this edge here where my gun is at the minute, that's where we're sewing. We don't want any bulk there that we've got to stitch through, because it makes it more difficult. There we go. So remember the longer layer at the bottom, halfway in to this piece, your slightly shorter 6.5 inch, like I said, tiny little droplets. Lay that directly on top, like so. And as you can see, the inch difference is not actually all that much when they're layered like this. Okay, so that's now pinned in place, and as you can see, they're both the same height and they'll even up. So what I want to do now, so we can take this one side, and what you want to do is this corner here, you take to here. So this tip here, so that's your corner. We've taken this one from this side over to this point. And I have some clips, and we're just going to clip that one there. Okay, and then we take this shorter piece, because this is the long one that we're using at the minute, the shorter one that we originally had on top. We take that, and it's going to very naturally want to fall 1 centimetre, roughly. There you go, 1 centimetre difference between the. And the other thing you want to do is the triangle corner. This bit should be at the tip, and you'll be able to see nice triangled peaks. When we cut through, these will still be triangles. You won't have any squared edges. You want to keep them so that they're. So what I do to hold everything in place is I will move this pin. Just like that. So I move this pin, and we're going to pin this edge up here, and we're going to take a second pin. We're going to pin it through all those layers that end, like so that we can cut these and keep the triangles nicely in a second. I'm going to take this one, and we're going to do exactly the same thing. Take it backwards. Long side down, so your corner's like that. From that edge to here, and like I said, remember, 1 centimetre lower. Okay, if you're happy with your placement and you've got sure your edges are lined up with the corner, just make sure I've done that. Ignore me, I did that the wrong direction. I know I had the second I did it. So the short piece first to the corner. Ignore me, like I said, this is what happens when I don't pay attention. This one, 1 centimetre difference. Line up all your ribbon and pin, and pin this edge. Just going to take that one out. Pin through that side. Okay, so what you'll have is 2 pieces, and as you can see, they face opposite directions. So like where your folds are, 1 point points in this direction, 1 point in that direction, and you know you've got them even, because when we put them together they'll be going like this. So these original bits here, they'll be lined up like this once we've cut. So what we do now is we cut this bit off. Okay, and as you can see, just need to trim that one down a little bit. If you've gone a little bit too far up, you get that like little square edged instead of your triangle point like this one. So you can pull that down just a little bit. And trim that so you get the triangle point. I'm going to do the same on this side. Straight down and use the back so you can see the edge of that ribbon there. There we go, and then you can turn it over, and as you can see you've got the triangle points on these shapes, and that's what you want to make it look really nice and really balanced and even. And don't forget to heat seal these really well. And you want to be in the blue bit of your flame. So you don't burn your ribbon, you just want to seal it so it doesn't fray as you're stitching that into the bow. There you go. So as you can see, you get two pieces, and this is what your fronts look like. Obviously this is these pieces, and then obviously this is the next level, and that's your top level. Okay, so that's what the front looks like, and if you turn them over, this is what your back should look like. And what we're going to do is we're going to do 8 stitches this side from here, and then we're going to come in from here and do 8 stitches on this side. You know how I hate counting in front of you, because like I said, I don't pay attention and I space unevenly. I'm going to take my guide clip out. Just put my scissors in and put out of the way. Okay, so we're going to start here, right on that corner. So we want to be going through all of those layers there, so all 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Move your pins as you go along. And like I said, make sure you're capturing all your layers all the way down. And we came up through that point there, we should always be coming back in through that point there, we should always be coming back up through that point at the top, like so. Like I said, don't be afraid, make sure your thread's completely out of the way. If you've got any like little bits of fraying, don't be afraid to go back in with your lighter and just heat seal a little bit more. But like I said, make sure the thread is very much out of the way. You're not going to get anything in the way, and as you can see, in 1, 2, 3, out, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And on the back you should have 1, 2, 3, 4. And like I said, the more even that you do them, the better the structure of the bow will be. And again, in from this corner this time. So we've gone out from that one, we're going back in from this corner. And again, it's 8 even stitches. And I've got a tiny touch of glue on this from those dots. If you ever have that happen, run it over with your lighter, like so, and you can remove the glue. It takes like 2 seconds, and your needle will be as good as it was before. Be careful with the heat of it though, because it does get a little bit hot, but it's okay. I don't have much feeling in my fingers anymore. and clip. And again, back up through this point for your 8th. And as you can see, what you'll have is you'll have 4 creases on each side. So there's that side. I'm just going to push that through. And there we go. And again, in 1, 2, 3, out. And as you can see from my stitches, just from what you can see, bring them a little bit closer, they are fairly even and they do sort of match up on both sides. Same on the back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Front. In, 1, 2, 3, out. And if you wanted to make them separately, you could make this piece, stitch that together, make this piece, stitch that together, and glue, depending on how you personally prefer to make things. You don't have to do everything in the exact same method as me. Like I said, play a lot around and learn what works best for you. So I cinch like so, and get my 4 creases on each side. I'm going to line this side up, and I'm just going to stitch around to make everything nice and tight and stay all in together. And I go back in through the original stitch dot, which is just here in case you guys can't see it. And you try and go back on the same thread pattern as where you've done your stitches, and don't be afraid, because obviously we're going through quite a few layers. Don't be afraid to use your desk. If you need to force that through. Okay, and I always use, in the UK it's darning needles, but you can use any sort of extra strength longer than average needle. I use 7cm ones minimum, and like I said, they tend to be upholstery needles, crewel needles, or the pointed darning needles that you can have that are the best ones I find. Again, I'm just going to go through the other side and do the exact same thing. I'm just using my desk to push that through the other side as well. And the other thing I do from underneath, I'm going to go through, I'm just going to go across there just to anchor them apart so that this doesn't pop open like that. Again, you can use glue if you prefer. This is just something I like to do. And what I'll do is I'll work out the sizes for the smaller sizes of this as well, and I'll put the measurements in the description once I've made them up. But I want to check all my sizes first. So just cross like that, make sure it's not too far out so you can hide it with your centering ribbon. I'm just going to do one more. Just across there. And down like that, and then we can stitch off however you personally prefer, and I'll show you the back and the front so you can see what it should look like both sides. Out of the way. There we go. So that's that bit done. Just pop them there. So this is what the back of the bow looks like, and this is what the front of the bow will look like. There you go. These layers are also perfect for like adding a little, say you've got your hot press gems, or you like gems, if you like putting them on with the hand pickers instead, you could do like a chain of your gems around here and that look really pretty. And I've got my corresponding 9mm and my alligator clip. I'm going to add just a touch of glue here, like so. And I do have some. Add a touch of glue just there. Open up our clip, and right in the centre, hold that down for a second and wrap round. Always do it twice. And I'll just show you. So when we're doing the wrap, when we do it, you should never be able to see the ribbon beneath, even a little bit. You should have it so that it's completely layered, so you can't see any of the edge on the ribbon beneath. I'm just going to take a tiny bit off that. There we go. Okay, you seal that. I can close that like so. And like I said, at this point, if you didn't want to do the scrunchy middle, I have got the actual name for these because I always call them bling. It's actually diamante mesh. So if you wanted to, like I said, you get these diamante mesh chain-like things. That's what they're called. You can get them in all colours. I've got silver, gold, red, blue, and a bunch of other versions that are slightly different in patterns. You can cut the width you want. I normally do either 3 or 2 chains. It's really easy to cut, and you can glue that to your centre like so. Or like I said, you could do some around the edges if you wanted to, but like I said, I'm going to do my scrunch middle. But like I said, you can literally do whatever you want, whatever embellishments, whether or not you wanted to add a resin, like I said, play around, and like I said, completely make it yourself. So here, I make that S shape one way, pinch that together, and heat that seal together like so, and then you take the other side and you want to do it the opposite way. So if that edge is facing up there, you do your turn that way, so that you've got the glittery side showing this way and that showing there. And again, heat your edges, pinch, be careful of your fingers because it does get quite hot. Get a cute little twist like this, and then you glue the flat side. So this one's got a little bit of sparkle on it, so I glue there. I'm going to wrap that round just a little bit, just there. Take this over your original wrap, and there's your twist this side. You bring that round and you use the flat side again, and that gets glued this side. And I have cut this one a touch short, so cut this to, there we go. You want to do 3 inches, not the 2.5 that I originally recommended, so I'll put that in the measurements for you. But there you go, look how pretty that is with 3 tones. And like I said, I've done purple, like minty icy blue, and then like a soft pastel-y blue. And on this one, obviously I've done purple this side, blue this side, purple this side, blue this side, so I've completely changed it up. This one again, I've just done the 3 colours, and like I said, you can literally play around. Like I said, add your base bows. Like I said, I like the peekaboo bow, so like I said, 1 colour on the top and 1 colour on the bottom, and don't use like a big flared like a double tux, because I think the double tux would show too much out either side. But again, if that's what you personally prefer, play around, have some fun with it, make it your own. Thank you for watching. If you need any more help or advice on the tutorial, feel free to come and join me on my Facebook group, or on have a look on the page. They're all in the links below. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.